What's going on? It's your boy live from Miami on the balcony. About to enjoy this Memorial Day weekend. And what I wanted to talk about is I'm going to talk about dealing with debt collectors, whether they're calling themselves the original creditor or a third-party debt collector. And I want you to know the importance of knowing how to deal with presentments when they're given to you, because not all presentments are bad. They can actually be a way to make money. The problem with a lot of people is they approach things with a debtor's perspective. And a lot of people don't have knowledge on tax laws. A lot of people do not have knowledge on dealing with presentments when they're given to them. A traffic ticket is a presentment. Someone saying that you owe a debt is a presentment. Medical bills is a presentment. Someone is presenting you with an actual instrument that you can use against them and get paid off if you know what you're doing. Now, the reason why I'm not giving you the answer to this, because this is a very easy answer. Because I've already given you little trinkets of this information through the videos that I have made. When you're dealing with a so-called debt collector, there is no debt. If they have not loaned you any money, it is not a debt. It is an assumed debt. So what happens is they give you a presentment saying, well, you owe us $10,000. You owe us $5,000. If you do not respond to that presentment, you go into what is called commercial dishonor. Meaning you dishonor, you're in dishonor. So you have to bring yourself from dishonor back to honor. This is the same thing with if a cop gives you a traffic ticket, if a judge gives you a complaint or a prosecutor gives you a complaint, it's the exact same shit. It's a presentment. And how you deal with the presentment shows if you're either the creditor or the debtor. So when a third-party debt collector comes by or sends you a notice in the mail, if you don't respond, what they can do is what is called an administrative process. An administrative process means that they give you enough time to respond. If you don't respond, you go in dishonor, they go through a judge, and they get a judgment against you and place a lien against you, which they can garnish your wages. Now, is this legal? Yes, it is. Anybody can allege that you have a debt. Anybody. They can just pick up your debt, especially if it's unsecured and you haven't securitized yourself. And I talked about that on Instagram, but I'm getting off these social media sites. That's why I'm trying to do all these videos and kind of do them quick as possible and get them done. But whenever you go into commercial dishonor, you want to get out of commercial dishonor. So whenever they're giving you a presentment, it's not always bad. A traffic ticket can actually be, if you know tax law, which I do, but if you know tax law, you can actually get paid off of a traffic ticket. You see what I'm saying? So not all presentments are bad presentments. You can get paid off of basically tendering the debt instrument that is given to you. Look up debt instruments and find out what a debt instrument is, and you'll understand it a little bit more. You'll start understanding and start putting this thing together, and that's what I'm hoping that people start to put this together so you're not a debt slave. Remember, the creditor is the master. The debtor is the slave. You're always the creditor. You're always the creditor. If you don't believe you're the creditor, I can't help you. You know what I'm saying? Don't ask me no question about, well, you said we're all slaves. Yeah, you're a slave if you believe it. If somebody tells you you're a fucking slave and you believe you're a slave, you're a fucking slave. I'm sorry, that's what it is. So if you look at, I told the guy I was walking around in Miami, like in Brickell yesterday, and we were talking about it. He was like, I didn't want to see 12 Years a Slave because, I said, dude, you need to watch that movie. And I'm not telling you watch it because you're so-called black and all that shit. Watch that movie because that's accurately how shit happened. That was one of the most accurate movies I've seen about people having to fund their papers. If they don't have their papers, you get locked up or enslaved. It's the same shit going on today. It's the same shit going on today. But he was like, I don't want to see that movie. I said, you have to see the movie. You have to learn about history, because that, all these fake ass slave movies, like, shows and shit like Roots and all that's bullshit. But if you learn history, you'll learn ain't nothing new under the fucking sun. So the only thing that changed history is technology. That movie, I urge everybody to look at that movie and look at it from an aspect kind of commercially. And once you have a knowledge of commercial law, trust law, tax law. What else? I can't think of it right now. But once you have a knowledge of these things, you'll be able to do better for yourself. Now, when somebody sends you a bill, don't run from the bill collector. Don't hide. Don't answer the phone. I wouldn't answer the phone. I'd say send it to me in writing. But don't talk on the phone. I wouldn't really talk on the phone because you don't want to contract with them. You want to say, okay, send me the bill, send me your tax forms, and then fill out the right tax forms, and you'll be able to get it as a credit back. But that's one way to approach it. You always want to accept someone's claim, and the reason why you want to accept the claim is because you don't want to go into arguing. I used to argue, and I argue, with things, and it's like, now I just agree with everybody. You know what? You're right. I don't know what the fuck I'm talking about. You're right. I don't know this. Because people love to be right. They have a proclivity of wanting to be right. I'll just let them feel good about themselves and be right. It's the same thing with the debt collection. But I'm going to take the debt collection and turn it into a profit for me, or a lucrative event for me, instead of running from it like I used to. And I wish I would have known this years ago, because I would have, man, you know how much stuff you could have quashed, how many negative, credit reportings that you could have avoided just by accepting the claim and agreeing to be the holder in due course. Well, I'm going to enjoy Memorial Day weekend in Miami, and y'all have a good one.